G'day, welcome again to Dateline. I'm George Negus. That story from India shortly. But also tonight, in very Christian Uganda, gays are living in fear as anti-gay groups almost unbelievably are calling for the death penalty for homosexuals.
And I think Uganda is providing leadership on this issue.
What happens if the neighbors just decide, let us go and kill this homosexual tonight?
This week, MPs in New South Wales passed a soil-breaking law allowing same-sex couples to adopt children. Meanwhile, in a very different part of the world, a very different mood towards gays. In Uganda and Africa, they're currently drafting a bill introducing draconian punishment for gays, including, almost unbelievably, the death penalty for not much more than just being gay. Here's Aaron Lewis.
Frank Mugisha drives fast, and he almost always takes Kampala's back roads. He believes it's not safe for him to linger anywhere in public, because Frank is a homosexual, in a country where gay is the dirtiest of words.
You were telling me before how much you like this car. Why do you like your car so much?
Sometimes when I have to run away from the mobs, so it's easy for me to run, to drive very fast and run away.
So you need a fast escape car?
Yes.
As chairman of the organization Sexual Minorities Uganda, Frank Mugisha has become a target for the anti-homosexual lobby, the church, and even the law of the land.
Legally, in Uganda, it's a crime, it's an offense. Morally, it's an abomination to us. And biblically, it is a sin and an abomination. And as a pastor, as a religious leader, as a Christian leader, I've got to stand by what my Bible teaches me.
Pastor Moses Male wants to rid Uganda of all gay and lesbian influence, and it seems he has the people's ear.
You're most welcome, Pastor. Thank you very much. I'm the leader of the National Coalition Against Homosexuality and Sexual Abuses in Uganda. This is a coalition that was established in 2008. And we said, no, time has come for us to equip our people, to sensitize them, so that the many people who fall victims of homosexuality, the homosexuality cult, are minimized. And that's why we launched the campaign, of course.
Tonight's popular radio session with Moses Male is just one of many in a long campaign. Uganda is a deeply Christian country.
Country to go down with homosexuality, with sin, and go to hell. You perish, you fail. We must love.
Where the church and state work hand in glove. Homosexuality has always been a criminal offense in Uganda.
Amen.
But last year, Parliament began drafting the Anti-Homosexual Bill 2009. The bill calls for new penalties, including the death sentence, for homosexual acts. David Bahati was the bill's author.
That the time is appropriate because this is the time when actual homosexuality is almost conquering the West. It has taken over. The influence of homosexuals in the US has increased. It has increased in the UK. It has increased in many other parts. And I think the world is looking for a country which can provide leadership in this direction. And I think Uganda is providing leadership on this issue.
David Bahati's bill made public spectacle out of Uganda's deep fear and hatred of homosexuality. The nation gathered around him, many to pray for the success of his campaign.
We don't want homosexuality in Uganda, full stop.
and as the anti-homosexuality campaigners stepped into the spotlight, Uganda's sexual minorities were pushed further into the shadows.
Right now, they want to use the law to silence us so that we don't speak out at all. And they speak out. And imagine if they are the majority, and the majority is speaking, that means we are going to be discriminated even the more. The homophobia is going to increase.
But in Uganda, people like Frank who speak out for gay rights or live an openly homosexual lifestyle do so at great personal risk.
Now, what happens if right now people come in and take me away and I disappear forever and I'm never seen again? What happens if the neighbors just decide, if they had a meeting when I wasn't around, they said, let us go and kill this homosexual tonight?
Daily life on the street has become even more difficult for Uganda's sexual minorities since the campaign for the bill began. Not yet passed into law, the bill has already further criminalized Frank and others in the eyes of the public.
Many Ugandans have taken the law into their hands and they have been started attacking homosexuals, beating them up. Landlords have thrown people out of their houses because they are saying if this legislation is passed and I have a homosexual who is my tenant, then I become a criminal. So it is better I throw you out now before the law is passed.
Good morning. Morning. How are you?
I'm good.
How are you feeling?
Pepe works with Frank on advocacy for sexual minorities.
Kampala is one of the places that is known for mob injustice, I call it that. So anything can happen. You can move on the streets and, you know, someone can say the homosexual is doing something. Just that word alone is going to draw attention and something can happen. So that we live in fear of all the time.